And I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen these two players interact. Like, they're both from different regions. They don't often compete in the same tournaments, especially in recent times where our Terran player here has been casting a little more than playing. But let's go, let's jump in. As morning in the top right hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. Oh, it's the Tuna Terran himself, true. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, who do we have? We have the red Polish Protoss player representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. The Krystianer, if you will. True. Oh no. Who is the real Tuna? We're here to find out. Ay. As we are settling into our fresh best of 3. I do expect this to be a bit of a longer series compared to the last. Again, Ryung, he can be quite aggressive, but usually on 2 bases. Like last game, the games were really short, really fast. We had a bunch of 1 base all-ins here from our 2 players. Referring to Hero, referring to Rebellion. A bunch of aggressive styles. And here we could still see aggression, but there's a higher chance it's going to be off of 2 bases instead, if at all. As we have our initial double gas opener out of Ryung. So double gas into a faster factory. It's going to be up to Krystianer to confirm. As he pokes in, he hasn't confirmed anything yet. Doubling back around. Tipping up the ramp. And looking for the factory. No CC on the low ground. There could be a CC further back in the main. True. But now he's checking gases. Checks 1. Oh. Checks 1. Pulls back. And does retreat. And that does retreat. And again, you can make an argument that I mean, he checked further in. Like, typically, if we do see a CC on the high ground, it's usually here, closer to the edge, to float over to take us the natural. So, for the most part, Krystianer, he is aware. Back at home, gates hyper expand. We're settling in. See this chat. Shout to John Mahan in the chat. Hey Light, just go back into SE2 and your daily casts have been a great way to get back into the game. You're real dedicated. Oh, thank you. We are dedicated, for better or for worse. Thank you. Do appreciate the kind words. And glad to hear it back. From a hiatus from StarCraft. I mean, now would be the time to come back, just because Esports World Cup is next week. Like, the biggest event of the year is right around the corner. We're all getting ready for it. And so now we have our Twilight Council opener here out of Krystianer, going into Blink. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. Meanwhile, when it comes to our double gas, we're going into our own 1-1-1. We have the Reactor Marine Production, Faster Tech Lab here on the factory, going for initially the Cyclone, for I would imagine Cyclone drop early on, but this can lead into add-on swap. Oh, actually, my apologies, going Cyclone into early tank. No add-on swap. Okay, so really fast tank production here out of Ryung. He's going for an early push. He's going for an early move out. Again, just the tanks are going to be produced so quickly. And this is going to be hyper aggressive out of Ryung. On Ultra Love, this makes sense. Does make sense. Behind this, we have 2 more gates on the way, getting up to a 3-gate setup. So 3-gate Blink into a Robo on 2 bases. This is pretty standard nowadays. This is very safe, a very safe way to open up, going for a delayed 3rd. And here come the tanks, here comes the push. It does pull a couple of boys to repair. Again, Ryung, he's very dedicated to this. He's going to be rallying everything across the map. The Marines, the tanks, and the Vikings as well. He will rally everything. And it's not going to be easy holds. We do see that Krystianer, he's not going to be able to engage in time. Not early enough. So he doesn't slow this down. Ryung, he does siege up. Going for the shield battery. Going for the pylon. Oh, Krystianer, he's supply blocked. Oh god. Yeah, he's going to be supply blocked. Shield battery does fall. Now going for the Robo. Going for a bit of everything. 3 SCVs to go down. There's 1 SCV left to repair. The robo does fall. Meanwhile, does have the tank. Yeah, the first tank is going to go down. Nice big up there for Krystianer. Remember, there's no stim. Remember, these are vanilla Marines. Krystianer is kiting well. Does kite well. Good control. There's 1 tank left. Krystianer heal. Doesn't quite commit. As another gateway falls down to 2 gates. Yeah, 2 gateways left. Does dive in. Does 2-shot the tank. Ooh, and they cost him 2 stalkers, but he does pull away. Oh my god, gets the medevac. Takes out the medevac. Trades well with the army. Marines are going down, and without Marines, I mean, he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam, running out of supply here. Krystianer, he's holding on, does force a cancel, saves the 3rd base, and doesn't lose any workers. Did lose some tech, did lose the robo, did lose a gateway, did lose a shield battery, lost some stalkers. Checking the units lost type here. Oh my god. 4 stalkers went down, but that was for 2 tanks and slack in the medevac. In the end, Krystianer, he holds, he survives. Krystianer in a better position. That was very dedicated here from Ryung, and he did sacrifice tech in order to do this. The E-base is going to be delayed here. Likewise, late 3rd base. Likewise, the tank count is much lower as a result. Going to be forced back. Krystianer, he does survive. Not just that, likewise, we're getting into the upgrades as well. Also delayed stim, combat shields. We're building up, we're getting there. But Krystianer has gained map control. Game control is going to be containing his opponents. Behind this, saturating more bases. We do have a gateway explosion. The bay is on the way. So we have our splash damage of choice going into not Storm, but into Colossus. RSL got the hooks in, then called the final qualifiers live. Oh, there you go. Fair enough, Mac. Fair enough. I myself still have to catch up on RSL. I mentioned this before, but there are certain matches that I do want to catch up on before EWC. Some of them are going to be RSL. I'll get there. Probably going to do so later on this week. His name is Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds. Hello, Marcus. Hello. Did you just call it TT? Yes, if you're unaware, it's I think it's UU, right? It's the Korean quote unquote keyboard emote to for crying face emoji. It's tears running down the eyes. Oh, so we just pulled the voice. Oh no! He pulls the boys going for a 2-base all in. The last getting called out. Oof. Yeah, Krystianer, he will overwhelm. And does catch the SCVs, so good catch here from Krystianer. And again, it's all or nothing for Ryung. But it has to pull half the boys back. 14 SCVs already going down. Not like this. Not like this. Speaking of just catching more reinforcements. First Colossus has arrived. Diving on the main army. Tanks are on siege. Yeah, tanks dead late to siege. And he will focus them down. Gets one, gets the other. Cleans up the army. GG gets called. There's nothing left. And Krystianer, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Krystianer does take a lead in the series. Again, Ryung, he was so committed, so aggressive this game, going for the early tank drop, going for the follow-up 2-base ult, of course. But a lot of it came down to the first tank drop, right? It came down to the failed tank push with Krystianer able to dive on the tanks in time. I was concerned he lost a robo, right? He lost a robo. That means there was no immortal production. He was supply blocked as well, which is why the robo wasn't producing anything either. He had an immortal queued up, but he could not actually make it. So things are looking a little bit dire there for Krystianer, but he was able to blink forward able to dive on that tank and no fear whatsoever. Again, the Marines are less effective because there was no stim, there were no upgrades for the Marines, and Krystianer, no fear, no fear. Broke through, GG. GG well played. With that, Krystianer does take lead in the series, and now we're getting into our next matchup. Let's go. Now we're getting to the next game. Game 2 is going to be on ley lines. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Vitality down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. From South Korea, it is Ryung. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. Leading the series 1-0, 1 game away from claiming the series and advancing on to the semi-finals. Oh boy, here we go. And again, Ryung in recent times, I mean, he did devote a lot of time to competing, especially when it came to traveling, of course. He traveled to Home Story Cup, and he did quite well for himself, did quite well at Home Story Cup. Likewise, he, of course, was at Stars Agora as well. If you recall, both times, feels bad, man, but Zan was there to knock him down. I think Zan even mentioned it during the interview as well. He felt a little bit sad that he was the one that was always kind of in Ryung's way in both tournaments, and did have to face off against him, both at Star and at Home Story Cup. Ryung did well for himself. Since then, though, I will say that Ryung has been devoting a lot of time to casting, of course. He's been casting, has been... what I will say is that initially he did begin casting over on Crank's channel alongside Crank, but it feels like Ryung, he still does drop by, of course, but has been casting and has been streaming a lot himself as well. So shout out to Ryung. Ryung, I believe he does stream on Jijik. I said it was Crank. The X-Axiom boys. Much love, much love. We'll see how he does approach things this time. This time, economic opener, true. This time, racks expand off of a single gas geyser, this time going for a later factory. So this game, Ryung is going for a more economic opener, less aggressive, less committed compared to last game. So much more economic. Likewise, Krystianer back at home, going for his own standard opener. Gate Cyber expand. Settling in. As back at home, we have our take of choice. Twilight Council into Blink from the side of Krystianer. Adepts are moving out. And we'll be able to deny some mining here on the low ground at least. Does deny mining at least until the Cyclone arrives. As up to do shade away. Cyclone does arrive. Krystianer needs to wear that timing. Pokes in and pulls away. When it comes to our gateway count here, once again, 3-gate Blink into a Robo on 2 bases. This is the same build that we saw in the last game. Very safe, just a very safe way to open up. This goes into a bit of a later third expansion. Meanwhile, Ryung going for the 1-1-1 into initially a Cyclone. That is true, but I believe only one. Yeah, only one Cyclone, and then into add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. Yeah, cheeky follow-up here out of Ryung. Does move in, takes down the initial Adept. Gets one, gets both. Adept's going to be going down, and Krystianer, he's being shut down here. Going for the Cyclone, and he will get it actually. Oh my god. Okay, takes down the Cyclone. Pulls back, he has reinforcements, and Krystianer, he will hold. He does hold on. What's important though is he's being kept busy, right? He's being kept busy here. Krystianer, he has not seen the main base, he has not scouted, no sentry, no hallucination. And without that, he is not aware of the Cloak Banshee. Now, thankfully, again, because he went for the Robo before expansion, he already has the Observer, so he has detection. Observers are coming out. He is being active. Likewise, Banshee harass across the map. Oh! Blinks into the bases. Does catch the first Banshee. Oh my god, Jesus! Takes out the first Banshee. Very nice catch here from Krystianer. Observer gets caught out. But he can trade well nonetheless. Takes down the medevac. Does blink away. Banshee into the main. Do we have a backup Observer? The answer is we do, somewhat. As probes are going down. Banshee can two-shot, 6 probe kills, nice damage with the first Banshee. The second one did fall though. So a bit of a give and take here. Ryung, he does hold, he does defend, but he's stuck at home. And do you see what I see? I see 2 more Raxes. Yeah, 2 more Raxes hidden behind the main base. This screams 2 base all in. And Ryung, he'll have the option to pull the boys. So he may pull the boys with this stim timing that he's working towards. Basically, Ryung, he had a choice. He could either throw down a 3rd CC or extra Raxes. Went for the Raxes. It's just a really rough setup here from Ryung. It does load up. Here it does load up, does push out. Actually trying to come in from behind. Let's go. Already made at the blink. As he will flank the army. And he should clean him up. Yeah, there's taking out 2 Stalkers. Nice blink out of Krystianer. Does pull away. Back at home, first Colossus has Ride, massing up massive wave of charge lots. Remember, Zealot speed is done, or charge is done. +1 is on the way. And Ryung, there's no 3rd CC behind this. There's no expansion. It's all or nothing. He's got 3 tanks. The Banshee. Going for a split push. Okay. You have my attention. Doesn't commit. And does he throw down a 3rd CC on location here? It'll be late, but I mean, we already have a 4th on the way. And Ryung boosting in. The Banshee ideally does distract. He threatens that dive. Rotating over. In a head-on fight, I do favor Krystianer if he can get on top of these tanks. As tanks do siege, and the base is going to go down. Oof, that's going to be a cancel, but yeah, the tanks, they will fall. Brutal mind shots, though. Yeah, wouldn't mind if they shut down the Zealots, not bad. Ryung breaks through at the same time, drops into the main. Pro's going to be going down. He's pulling Krystianer apart, takes down the Colossus. And without the Colossus, there's no defense here. Ryung, he is committed. He's 2 base all in. He kites well. He cleans up all the Zealots. And Ryung, he's doing it. He is doing it here. 22 probe kills. Job the main is being cleaned up. It's purely Marauder left over here for Ryung. Does get the expansion. Now, so far, this is good damage. What's scary is that, again, Ryung, he's all in. Like, he's been 2-base all in this entire time. He has to end the game. He's done good damage. Ideally, he wants a little bit more. He has done well for himself. Again, played him Marauders to Kite. Krystianer cannot commit. Again, it looked like Krystianer he was going to be able to hold on, but he took some massive mind shots to the face. Now see Ryung going for the Doom Drop. Dropping into the main.
Wow, you mined all those minerals already. Look at you.
Let's go. Krystianer does split off his Stalkers into the main. You have the Colossus here at the third. Ryung is rotating over. He's getting ready for that drop. There are only 5 Stalkers, so most of the medevacs can unload if he commits. And remember, still no expansion. Oh, just now throwing one down very late. 10-minute third. 10:30 third, really. Aye. And this tells us that Ryung, he's going to try to macro out of this, but again, it's such a late expansion. The army wouldn't mind a little bit late to borrow. Marauders, they collapse in. The first army gets dealt with. And Colossus, this time they kite well. Oh, but there's no anti-air. Vikings getting some free damage. They get some free damage, but this is still a better engagement here for Krystianer. Avoids the mine shots. Stalkers, they rotate over. And Ryung is losing momentum. He lost so much supply there. Again, he fought with half his army at a time. This time, the Stalk to support. And once again, going for a drop. Krystianer keeping up. And it keeps up with a drop. Does push in. So far spreading well. Yeah, reinforcing with more zealots, collapsing of the army. And Krystianer, he will just completely overwhelm. Again, the longer this game went on, the worse it would be for Ryung. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he will survive. He will take game 2 and take the series 2-0. GG. Wow, GG, well played, Ryung. Honestly, when it came to the first push, when it came to the first big committed move out, he did well for himself. He was able to pick off the Colossus, able to shut down the Zealot army. He had momentum, but it did feel like he waited too long. As you mentioned, like, the longer the game went on, the more Krystianer had time to stabilize, to make use of his greater economy, and to build up a greater army. And Ryung, remember, he did make the choice. He made the choice to do what? To expand, right? He threw down a third CC back at home. It was very late. It was at 10:30, but that was the moment where Ryung decided to stop going for the all-in, to back off, and to try to macro out of it instead. And in doing so, he lost that momentum that he did need, and with that, Krystianer broke out. He broke out, snowball out of control. GG, well played. Krystianer, he does claim the series, and with that, we have our semi-finalists. Oh boy. GG, well played. A shout out to Ryung. Again, that was a very, very close game, and I can see a world where Ryung could have won that game as well. I mean, he was in a winning position, was in a more commanding position, I should say. But let's catch up on the bracket.